Today's special is on Heroes in the Media, and I'm Arthur, your host for the WHR. Reporters are the modern history mouthpieces. They are event tellers. They operate the spotlight and rarely come under it themselves. This is my papa reporting on the war in Kosovo. And here he is filming a demonstration. The people of Kosovo are using the Albanian flag because they don't have their own flag, and most of the people were Albanians. That sign says, United Nations help us, and that's calling to the Red Cross. And that is why I am delighted to bring to the spotlight one of our own, a Telegraph journalist, Clare Hollingworth. In the very first week of her career, at the British newspaper, The Telegraph, in 1939, Clare Hollingworth broke the news that World War II had started. That story is often described in the British press as the scoop of the century. She was staying at the Polish border town of Katowice with her diplomat friend for a few days when she borrowed his diplomatic car and, under protection of the diplomatic flag, drove to the border. As she drove along, a fabric partition separating the two countries flapped momentarily in the wind, exposing scores, if not hundreds, of tanks in the valley below. Just a couple of days later, at 5 a.m. on September 1st, 1939, Hollingworth called her editor, as well as the British and Polish foreign offices, with her first big scoop: the outbreak of World War II. Tanks were rolling past her window. In 1942, Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery barred female reporters from the front lines in Egypt. So, Hollingworth got a credential from an American magazine, Time, so she could continue reporting. She continued as a war journalist through the years of her career. The story that garnered the most respect from her fellow journalists was her work during the Algerian War of Independence. She would make her way into the Kasbah, the epicenter of the violence, to report on what was really happening there. In 1962, when Algerian fighters burst into an Algiers hotel to kidnap British reporter John Wallace, Clare Hollingworth, who stood just 5'3", did something unthinkable. Journalist Tom Pocock recalls, Clare turned like Joan of Arc to the rescue of us, standing with our hands up. "Come on," she said. "We're going too. They won't shoot all the world's press." So we all marched out and started climbing into the jeeps. Wallace was let go, and Clare became a legend. She also reported from Vietnam, India, Pakistan, all those exciting places. She was the first to interview Mohammad Reza Pahlavi when he became Shah of Iran. She went to Asia in the 1970s, covering Mao's death and other stories. She learned to fly and to jump out of planes. She even discovered a real double agent, master spy, Kim Philby, whom the BBC called Britain's most famous spy. That was a scoop of 1963. He was a British intelligence agent, undercover as a reporter. When he did not show up for a press party dinner in Beirut, she figured out that he was defecting to Soviet Union, being a double agent for the Soviets. And he became a hero there, and persuaded the Guardian to publish her story. When Hollingworth turned 100, she was asked what she would do if she were young. I should look through the papers and say, where's the most dangerous place to go? Because it always makes a good story, she told the Telegraph. She never retired and continued to be on the staff of the Telegraph till 105 years old. So, with September marking the anniversary of both start and finish of the World War II, I thought that Clare deserves this story, and her legacy of honesty, bravery, and commitment deserves to live on. I hope you enjoyed this report as much as I did. See you again on another edition of the WHR, the World History Report.